There they are. Okay. Boo Boo Kitty with a 7-month Twitch Prime resub. Welcome back to the squad, dude. Appreciate you, man. All right. Red team is in. Welcome in, Red team. All right. So, news just came out, I think like a half hour ago. Yo, Shelves! Tier 1 6-month resub. Welcome back to the squad, dude. Okay, so Harbaugh just got announced the Ravens have let go of John Harbaugh as head coach of the team. A lot of questions around why. One of the big things that I've seen is that he doubled down on want to keep both of his coordinators. And that was something that Steve Bisciotti didn't want to do. So I'm okay with the move. Obviously, I've been somebody who's been very vocal for a couple of years about John Harbaugh being the source of a lot of the issues in Baltimore. I'm happy he's gone, but I'm not going to sit here and celebrate, like play music and dance around and stuff like I see some people doing asininely on Twitter. Big surprise, Twitter's a bunch of assholes. I'm going to be very clear. He is the best coach that has ever coached the Ravens. He's been here for 18 years. And honestly, he will go into the Ring of Honor around the stadium the first day they even think about it. And he absolutely deserves it. So, he got let go. Steve Bisciotti fired him. So, that is 100% what happened. That being said, again, he's going to be hired within a week. I would not be surprised if he's a head coach by the end of this week. I still think he is a very good coach. There are just times where you get to a point where the message no longer lands. And I think that's where we are with the Ravens and Harbaugh. I also don't think Harbaugh works very well with Lamar Jackson. I know that he is a special teams coach by Shelves with a 5 gifted. Chat, if you just got gifted by Shelves, please thank that man. 5 dudes, no ads, 30 days. Appreciate you, man. He will have a job very quickly. The rumors of Lamar sleeping in meetings are not true. Come on, brother. That's from the worst journalist in Baltimore. You don't have anything to worry about that. The Colts are running it back. I think Shane Steichen's an excellent head coach. Remember, they didn't start going downhill till Daniel Jones got hurt, Chef. I have no problem with that. He was a special teams coach coming in. I don't think he works very well with Lamar Jackson. I don't think they butt heads, but I don't think that his approach works well with the type of player that Lamar is. It's very clear that he stuck by people way too long. I think some of the extensions that came this season, Mark Andrews being one of them, came as more of him vouching for that player as opposed to that player deserving it. Mark Andrews got a 3-year extension at a pretty hefty number at the middle of this year. And you can hold that up to Eric DaCosta as well. But I do think the Ravens have a history of, how do I put this? The Ravens have a history of being too loyal. There are times that they give too much. Like they give too much as for somebody who's internally with the system. So kind of impressive turning into a head coaching career. I mean, yeah, but Bisciotti took a chance on him knowing he was a special teams guy. So I think it's a huge mistake by the Ravens. Should have traded Lamar and kept Harbaugh. You're out of your mind. Bruce, I don't know if you watch the Ravens. I've watched every Ravens game now. Matter of fact, I would say almost every Ravens game that John Harbaugh's coached. It's 100% John Harbaugh's fault. It is 100%. I'll take it back. It's 100% the coaching staff's fault. If you think Lamar Jackson is the problem, you don't watch the Ravens or football in general. I would assume. But Craig with the Twitch Prime resub, brand new. Welcome in, Craig. Appreciate that. They need to turn to a tight end job to likely over Andrews. Likely didn't do much this year either. So, it should have been Zach Orr too. I'm free bill whenever they get rid of the head coach. Normally, the coordinators don't stay. Normally the coordinators don't stay, which is crazy because I actually think Todd Monken is a good offensive coordinator. So I don't think no one's safe. No one's safe. It would when you get rid of the head coach, a new head coach coming in is always going to have their own staff. Who's my ideal candidate? I don't have an ideal candidate. I know that sounds kind of dumb, but I really don't have a ideal candidate. Like I like Mike McDaniel as like an offensive coordinator, but I don't want him as my coach. I've seen some Anthony Weaver. I don't mind Anthony Weaver. I've seen some people say Clint Kubiak. Would I rather an offensive mind or a defensive mind? I can answer that. You ready for this? Let me answer that with something specific. You're going to have to give me a second here, chat. Let me show you. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. This is how I'm going to answer that. This is how I'm going to answer that. The Ravens were up 17-13 here and gave up 8 plays, 60 yards. The Ravens were up 24-20 and gave up 6 plays, 65 yards in a minute 25 when the Steelers didn't have any timeouts. Do I want an offensive or a defensive coach? There's your answer. There's your answer. Thoughts on Zach Orr? I think it was 50-50. I want a defensive coach. I will always want a defensive coach. Lamar doesn't need an offensive coach to be good. He was good under Monken. 100%. I saw Jesse Minter. I actually wouldn't mind Jesse Minter. I'm not a big Brian Flores guy. I don't think, how do I put this? I don't think Flores, I don't think his system works without the right personnel in it. And I definitely don't think the Ravens personnel works with what Flores does. Flores blitzes 50% of the time. And it's not like 50% of the time when they're at 3rd and long, or 50% of the time on like 2nd and short. They're 50% of the time. He blitzes 50% of the time, all the time. Period. I'm not a big Flores guy. I've never been a big Flores guy. Don't take Vance Joseph for the Broncos. I mean, I want a defensive mind that's going to bring in. Listen, if you want to keep Monken, that's fine. Again, I wouldn't mind seeing Mike McDaniel as the offensive coordinator. I think he's a very, very smart offensive coach. So, think Spags going to a shot. I don't want to retread either. Please no Saleh. Saleh's going to be there. You know Saleh's going to be there at some point. So, I think a lot of people want Harbaugh. Do you think they regret not promoting Mike back a few years ago? I think they do now. You think McDaniel probably survives? He hasn't been fired yet, so I don't want Mark. I mean, I'm Marcus Freeman. You just, like you said, Doug Peterson heroes. You're just throwing names out at that point. I don't want Doug Peterson, obviously. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a good move, but they've got time. Greg Roman, absolutely not. Are you kidding, Hibbs? I'm happy we fired our DC. I mean, I'm happy they got rid of the head coach. So, where do you think Harbaugh lands? I don't know. He'll be hired by the end of the week, pretty much. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, right? Harbaugh gets hired, and the number 1 job opening is now Baltimore, and now the number 1 coach that is up, the number 1 like target is now John Harbaugh. Funny how that works, right? Crazy how that works, right? Like, Baltimore and Harbaugh split, right? And now they're both the number 1. Because can you tell me, is there another team that is more desirable to play for than Baltimore, or to coach for than Baltimore right now? I don't think so. I think talent-wise, Baltimore's obviously up there. And is there a better coach on the market right now than Harbaugh with his track record? I don't think so. So, Yeah, they got to nail this hire though. Bisciotti has to nail this hire 100%. So, they will have talent and track record stick with coaches. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mike McCarthy. All right, Hibbs, you got to stop. The first two were good. Now we're getting a little. Now we're getting a little off board. But oh, here we go. There was a message from the Ravens. This was also kind of crazy. We got a message from the Ravens, and then immediately after, a message from Harbaugh. So, let's see here. Statement from Baltimore Ravens owner Steve Bisciotti. Following a comprehensive evaluation of the season and the overall direction of our organization, I decided to make a change in head coach. Today I informed John that he will be relieved of his duties. So there you go. That is confirmation. I think that's confirmation that John Harbaugh did not step down, that the Ravens let go of John Harbaugh. For those of you who said there was a rumor going around that he stepped down, he did not step down. This is a message from Steve Bisciotti saying, I relieved him of his duties. So this is an incredibly difficult decision given the tremendous 18 years we have spent together and the profound respect I have for John as a coach and, most importantly, as a great man of integrity. Throughout what I firmly believe is a Hall of Fame coaching career, I agree with this, by the way, John has delivered a Super Bowl championship to Baltimore and served as a steadfast pillar of humility and leadership. He and his family have deeply embedded themselves in this community. For these profound contributions on and off the field, we should all be forever grateful. I agree with that. Again, our goal has always been and will always be to win championships. We strive to consistently perform at the highest level on the field and be a team and organization our fans take pride in. I will always be grateful for the extraordinary hard work and dedication displayed by John and his staff throughout the many successful years. When it says John and his staff, my assumption is the staff has gone with them. I wish he, Ingrid, and Allison all the best going forward. We now begin the challenging but exciting process of identifying the next leader of our football team. We fully understand the expectations of our fans and everyone in the Ravens organization. Finding another strong leader and partner who will reflect these standards is paramount. We deeply appreciate our fans and will continue to work relentlessly to bring them and our city and the extended community the success they deserve. That is the Ravens. And then this is John Harbaugh, which the Ravens posted out almost immediately after that. Yeah, there's a monkey request for the head Browns head coach. I'd be okay with that. Go for it. Am I taking an interview? What do you mean, Baby Pluto? Well, I was hoping for a different kind of message on my last day here someday, but that day has come today. The emoji, I don't know why you put emoji in this, but whatever. It comes with disappointment, certainly, but more with gratitude and appreciation. 18 years. Yes, Ben O'Brien, 100%. To be head coach of the Ravens? No. Gratitude to the owner and organization who was willing to bring in a head coach who made his mark with special team success. A difficult thing to do. An appreciation for all. Why is weird things are capitalized in this, by the way. An appreciation for all the moments, all these years that are etched into eternity. I hope a legacy built on faith, always fighting and always believing. Values are this. I can't read this. This is all his normal Bible bullshit. Sorry. No, Geldar. He was fired. He was fired. He was relieved of his duties, as they say. I'd like to be relieved of my duty as well, chat. But you know, sometimes you gotta fight it. You know what I mean? So that's the Harbaugh stuff. I did see that Eberflus got fired or got let go as defensive coordinator of Dallas. I saw some people saying this. I do think Jim Schwartz is a perfect fit for that defense, but we'll see. What was the other thing? Oh, hold on. Wait. We're gonna get off sports here for a second. Unless you guys have a sports thing you want to talk to me about. I got something I gotta watch. I got something I gotta watch with you. Are we all prepared? Are we all prepared? Hold on. You know what? I'm even bringing up the YouTube version of this. I'm letting you know now, I am not responsible for my actions. Okay? I am not responsible for my actions while watching this. Just let you know. Well, Stranger Things Raw was good. All right. Here we go. Do you hear the music? Do you hear the music? Yes. Show it to me. Ah! All right, what is this? I know the timer, but have you noticed there's letters in here? Okay, is this just it turning over to the numbers? It's just turning to the numbers, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say they finally did my boy right. They finally did my boy right. Look at this. Look at this uniform. Look at it. Look at the big optic blast. They finally did my guy right. I did Shelbs, but I don't want to talk about it until we have an HD. They finally look at the uniform, the rip. Oh my God, Chad! Like, talk to me. Look at this. Look at him ripping. Oh yeah, look at the yellow and the red inside of it. The good blue as he rips the optic shades off. Oh yeah. All the trails with certain name here is returned today. Yes, Ben O'Brien. Who is that, Rose? I will ban you and never think twice about it. I will actually ban you and not think twice about it. Just so we're clear. I won't even like discuss it with myself. Oh, this is genuine? This is Cyclops. Rose, this is Cyclops. Oh no, this is Cyclops, yeah. This is Cyclops in his glory. In his glory. This is Ninja Turtles. Chat, do not troll me on this. Rose had a genuine question. That's okay. I will ban everybody else. We'll get him in Rivals at some point, I'm sure. Kamester, what do you mean that it's insane what they imply? What did you mean by that? This just means that he's going to be in this. And it's very clear to me, this looks like Battle World. My comic nerds out there, I'm sure there are some of you. This looks like Battle World to me. And I'm pretty sure we're getting some variation of Battle World. So, I think that's really cool. I think that's super cool. I'm excited for it. I can't wait to see more. Him being a plushie, whatever gene, as we hope it'll come out sooner rather than later. Agreed, Hockey. That's my instant lock forever if he does. So, with Magneto and Professor X, what do you mean? What are they implying? What are you talking about? Are you talking about because they're holding hands? Are you saying they're implying that Professor X and Magneto are gay? Is that what you're saying? Because they're holding hands? What are you saying? What are they implying then? What is the implication here? I need you to type it out. Vague posting is the worst thing that's happened on social media forever. Like, actually type words. Don't just put, do you know what they're implying? How dare two older men have the mutant? Yeah, who've been in mutant fight forever have a moment towards the end. Yes. None of them are making out of this movie. Just to be clear, none of them are making out of this movie. They talk about death and how friendly they are. They're for sure dying. Of course they're dying. None of them. What is that implying? We know none of them are making out of this movie. They're not going to have, listen, they're recasting all of them. For like the new X-Men and stuff, they're not going to have, how old is he now, chat? James Marsden is, bro. James Marsden's 52. They're not going to have a 52-year-old man playing Cyclops. Ian McKellen's 86, Marsden's 52, yeah, Stewart's 85. They're not going to have those guys play. They're going to recast all of them. Yeah, except you, Jackman. Except you, Jackman. Yeah, no, they're not making these guys. Dude, these guys, this guy either. He's dying too. He's dying too. I don't know if you guys understand this or not. It's doomsday. They're killing everybody. The only people living are the people that are going to be in the movies afterwards. Everyone's dying, chat. Everyone's taking a turn. Marsden doesn't look like he's 30. So, yeah, everyone's going down, boys. Unless your main story MCU, you know, Benedict Cumberbatch probably makes it through. Like those guys, everyone else, all these extra characters on the edge, all dead, all dead. Just get ready, boys. What was the date? The date the movie opens. What is it? December 16th, I think. December 18th. December 18th, 2026. What was the picture of them doing another movie? Guys, don't worry, 3 to 4 stunts that you die. Sorry, bad joke. No, because I mean they want to have closure. They want to have closure. I did. I saw it skinny, but I mean I don't want to talk about it until it's like HD. Can I talk about my next purchase? Faye approved it, by the way. Yeah, it was crazy. Faye approved it. Any Stranger Things fans here? I think we talked about it already, didn't we? I'm pretty sure we talked about it. What? What? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Yeah, chat, she approved this. How about this? Look at this. It's called the Galleon 100 SD. What is conformity gate? Do I even want to know? Do I even want to know what conformity gate is? Helmsy with a blurb, thank you. Do I even want to know what conformity gate is, Hibbs? Or is this that there's a secret 9th episode on the way somewhere? Because everybody thinks that it was in Vecna's mind or something? New Avengers, Crazy Conspiracy? Yeah, I don't believe that. No, you're not going to do it. You just said I could buy it. You approve this. There's no supposed people are idiots. People are idiots. You're not, yeah, there's no supposed. Right, but you said I could buy it, though. You said it was much, no. The words you said are, so I asked her what she thought this cost. Chad, how much do you think this costs? It's a keyboard with a Stream Deck on the side of it. How much, if you know the price, don't say it. How much do you think this costs? Armand, 100 bits, appreciate you. 300, 500, $1 million, 275. It's 350. It's 350. It's tree fitty. Of course it's tree fitty. I didn't get the joke. It's $350 for the keyboard. But again, it has an entire Stream Deck on the side here. I want you guys to see something real quick though. Watch how cool this is. Yeah, I don't think it's awful. Look at the Helldivers thing. Where are my Helldivers players? You can literally play this and look, switch up your commands and actually have, instead of having hotkeys, and have commands over here. Then look at this. For like Star Citizen, you can change all of them up. And these apparently are programmable by the game. So if it reads the game coming on, it'll automatically change for you. MMORPG, all of your abilities in Final Fantasy 14. And then Cyberpunk, being able to bring up the map and everything, phone call, change your weapons instantly. Do a subathon and boom, there's the money. I mean, I have the money. Obviously, streaming is a big thing. You can do media with Spotify. You can do Discord, like instant mute and stuff. This is what I would use the most for like game chat. I tried to cover my hand. I tried to mute the microphone, cover my face at the same time. It wouldn't do anything for Madden, Camester, because I play with Madden with a controller. Yeah, system stats if you want to like run out, like know everything and then launch things. And then obviously for streaming, 100%. I could run more ads on you guys. See, the head ref for the Eagles Niners game, grew up an Eagles fan. Who cares? Who cares? People look too far into that stuff. So I can roll the ads on the non-believers. So I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. Wait, what is this? Flash top. Wait, what? Choose how opposing directions are registered, giving you the fastest, cleanest reactions. Oh, cool. Sound dampening. That's what I like. That's what I like. Might have to buy one of these, chat. Compatible with Mac OS? It is. I need special software. Corsair Web Hub. And the Stream Deck profiles. Okay, it makes sense. The marketplace account is the touch display enabled. It is not an enabled touch display. You can show 4 widgets. Got it. Change display's background. How many actions can I create? You have 12 physical buttons, but you're not limited to 12 actions. You just create folders. Yep. It is so cool that Faye approved me. Honestly, she said she'd pay for some of it too. I thought that was kind of cool. I feel like they're kind of selling it low. No, I think 350 is about right. Because honestly, this is also, remember, this isn't a full-size keyboard. This is a 75% keyboard. So like having all this on, having this on here, and having a 12-button Stream Deck. A 12-button Stream Deck is about $150 right now? No, I said Stream Deck. How much is the Stream Deck? Stream Deck's $150. So I can see this being $200 for the keyboard and like $150 for like an add-on like that. So buffering, yeah, we are buffering a little bit. We are buffering a little bit. Let me see what happens. Give it a second. Give it a second. I want to see if it's just if a lot of these are come and go, so I want to just give it a second. All right, we're good. Refresh. Refresh, boys. A little 20-second bugger is what it was. Nope, you should be good. So that was 6:30. Interesting. Big jump on Twitch. We'll see what happens again. I've been having bursts. I haven't been having oh no, there it goes again. Never mind. Unfortunately, it looks like we might not be fixed yet. That sucks. Oh well, it is what it is. We'll fight through it. We'll fight through it, chat. Just double checking, Give it a quick 30 seconds to make sure. What else do we Clive, are you still here? Clive, you said we had stuff going on. What else do we have going on today? I feel like we're missing something else. Red team is here. Wags with the 14-month Twitch Prime resub. Welcome back to the squad. NFL news has been crazy. Anyway, let's see here. Yep, perfect. Not ready for Signetti? Good luck, yeah. Good luck. Thoughts on Cliff parting ways with Commanders? I think Cliff is going to be an offensive coordinator very quickly. I think Cliff is going to be an offensive coordinator very quickly. And honestly, maybe Baltimore. He might be coming in. He might be coming in to Baltimore. I'm not worried about the transfer portal news. When people actually hit on the transfer portal, I'll care about it. Cliff was probably getting a head coaching job, maybe. I can't see him being a head coach in Baltimore. I can see him maybe an offensive coordinator. He's not going Arizona. Yeah, stop. He's not going Arizona. Stop it. Stop it right now. So Um, who were the other ones? Hold on. We are free from Harbaugh. I mean, like I said, as I said on Twitter on Big Town, I'm not going to celebrate it because he's still an awesome head coach and is going to have a job within days. I'm happy that we're moving on, obviously. I don't even think we're instant favorites to win the North. Like, I do think that Harbaugh was part of the problem. It was a major part of the problem. I think the message doesn't stick anymore, but they have a huge, huge, they got a ton at stake now. They have a ton at stake now to make sure that they're going to be in a position to get back on top. And it's personnel, it's coach, it's everything. Oh, we're buffering again. Come on, man. Don't do this to me today. I know I am, Robbie. I know. Come on, man. Don't do this. Give it a second to clear up, chat. Give it a second to clear up, boys. Are we back? All right, we're back. We're back. Refresh if you hadn't again. They shouldn't be in a rush to hire. The problem is just a small hiccup on red. Oh no, I know. Red team's getting it too. Red team doesn't get it as much because there's more going to purple team than red team, but red team gets it for sure. Red team gets hit the same way. So as I was saying, they're not going to be in a rush to hire Hibbs, but they've got to hire soon. Like it can't be a few weeks. It's got to happen within the week or so. You can't be without a head coach for a long time. So that is not a possibility in the current NFL. The only thing you wait for is if there's somebody in the playoffs that you want to hire from. So hard to make changes? Well, yeah, of course it's hard to make changes, but what about Cliff Kingsbury? What about Cliff Kingsbury? Well, I'll report it over. I got Roger's number. I'm holding off for a few days to make sure that like I have a bunch of data to give those guys because I don't want to just go on a one-day thing. But it's happened pretty regularly, so. I don't. If you're talking about Cliff Kingsbury as a head coach at Baltimore, no, absolutely not. As an offensive coordinator, you got to remember there are guys that are better as coordinators, and there are guys that are better as head coaches. I think Kingsbury, Mike McDaniel, all those guys better as coordinators. Better as coordinators. I refuse to refer to it as a mommy raid. I will never refer to it as a mommy raid. Sarah, thank you so much for the raid. I very much appreciate that. Chat, go give Sarah Tops some love. I refuse to ever refer to it as a mommy raid. It just feels weird. Ravens? What is all that H for? Mummy? No, they said mommy. No, there are mommies. There are people that said mother in there too. Yeah, mommy and mother. Just so you know, it was not a mummy raid. They said mommy. It says it right. Wait, no, that's you. Hold on. Someone said it. Mother raid there. It's up here. My predictions, gotcha. Lost in translation? Right. Sure it was. Oh, did they fire? Wait, did I see that right? Did they fire the Lions offensive coordinator? Did they fire the offensive coordinator for the Lions too? That I think is a bit of an upset. Honestly. Oh no, Sarah, we've been talking about Harbaugh gone. Don't you worry about that. I got you, Lightning. Well, I appreciate you coming over here in the raid. Yeah, no. I was surprised to see one season of the offensive coordinator. Campbell didn't see it eye to eye. Shout out the Steelers. Shut up, Sarah. You win on a missed field goal. I don't think, and you're about to get wrecked by the Texans. It wouldn't matter which one of us won that. The Texans are wrecking us anyway. All right. can I say something that might be kind of a hot take about the Lions? I'm going to say it right now. I I feel like that maybe Dan Campbell might be a little overrated and leaned on his coordinators way more than anyone thought. Because remember, before those coordinators got there, he wasn't that good. And all of a sudden, Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn come there, and all of a sudden, they're really good, right? And then they leave, and the Lions are missing the playoffs and middling around again. It's early to say that. It's early to say that because he hasn't had an opportunity to stand on his own, right? That being said, I think Dan Campbell's got a lot to prove next year. Next year, specifically, he has a ton to prove. I would almost go as far as saying he might be on a little bit of a hot seat next year. He might be on a little bit of a hot seat next year in Detroit. You know what I mean? Well, that's what I'm saying. Ben Johnson was a huge part of their success, and Aaron Glenn was a huge part of their success on the defensive side. But that's the thing, Tigers. If he goes 2 years without, and he gets another offensive coordinator, and they're bad, if they're bad again next year, the flame gets turned up significantly. Aaron Glenn, no, the Jets are bad. I just said that some people are better coordinators than coaches. You can't tell me that Aaron Glenn was not a good defensive coordinator for the Lions. He was very good for the Lions. I'm not saying Aaron Glenn lasts long in New York, but I'm saying as a defensive coordinator, he was awesome for the Lions. We're not going to have Aaron Glenn hate there. How are you a former corner and your team doesn't record an interception all season? You ready for this? Head coach, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. I just said he was very good at this. I said he was very good at this. Can we listen to the words? Listen to the words. Nervous as Spags is leaving the Chiefs with all these openings? That's true, especially with how bad the Chiefs were this year. And even when he goes to the other team, like, you know, that he's still the head coach. DeVary's also first-time head coach of the Jets. That's a losing battle, and it is entirely on him. He did not have a good. I mean, he didn't have a good team around him. That defense was built decently, but like, also he lost half of it in the middle of the season. Spags in San Francisco, if Saleh leaves, book it. You think so? Do you think Saleh leaves? Is Saleh one of the big ideas? Do we know that he's a target? You're manifesting it? So do you want to leave? Do you want him to leave? By the way, shout out to Andrew up on the big screen. Good kid. Saleh wants to be head coach. I know that, but he wants to be more selective this time around when leaving. Yeah, I bet. Brings Pax home to New York. Dude, why is it someone's going to have to answer this for me. Why isn't every single Giants fan has decided that, like, everybody's their head coach now? Every time I see anything about a coach, I see a Giants fan go, Giant. Like, make up your mind. Like, how insane is that? I see Jesse Minter. There's no way they hire Stefanski. Stop it. No mail's clear. The Giants are going to get Mike McCarthy. What is it with? I've heard Mike McCarthy's name way more times than I needed to hear. Throwing darts at a board might get something right at some point. You don't think the Giants get Stefanski? I was talking about the Ravens. Apparently, the Ravens are like a favorite for him, and I don't want him. NFL teams love him for some reason. I mean, I think. Listen, I think Stefanski's a very good coach. I think Stefanski's a very good coach. Don't get me wrong. I just don't want him in Baltimore. Giants gonna have Zach Taylor. Did Zach Taylor get fired? I don't think. Did Zach Taylor get fired? Zach Taylor's still there, right? Giants will Joe Madden think he's John Madden's son? Stop it. McCarthy has had one or two talks to the Giants already. Gotcha. The Bengals will never spend money like that? Of course they won't. Why would they? Stefanski feels like he's going to go to the Titans or Falcons. I think is there a, correct me if I'm wrong, is there an interview like publicly set up with the Titans already? He didn't, but I'm offering. Is it possible that he's like, is it possible he's staying because he doesn't know that he's there because it's not a real place? Everyone's saying Giants Joe Schoen wants Stefanski. I can see that. I mean, I can see it. Like I said, I think Stefanski's a very good coach. He's upside down in Simple Mills. We're desperate. That I understand. That I understand. It is kind of nice being a Ravens fan and not being desperate for any specific head coach. Although, like I said, I do want to see someone hired the next week or two. I don't want this unless they're looking for somebody who's on a playoff team that they simply cannot hire. I want this over in a week or two so we can get moving. KOC and McCarthy for Lamar? No. Why in the hell would I want 9? Hibbs, you got to deal with him now. You got to deal with him now, Hibbs. I know my grandmother coached a team that meant 10 wins just once. Good point, actually. Giants either get Harbaugh or Stefanski? For sure. For sure. All right, boys. I think it's time. Is there anything else you want to talk about before I move on? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Anything else you want to talk about before we move on? Can you imagine DeBoer? Can you imagine DeBoer Limso coming up to be a NFL coach? Robert Saleh should not get another chance. I knew we were buffering there for a second, chat. Give me a second. Who's the Arizona hire? No idea. No idea. Hot take: the Eagles gets bounced first round. Who the Eagles face? Can we talk about something quick? Sure. What's up? Star Wars is saved because of Filoni. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. We can talk about it. Sure, here. I'll bring the whole playoff. I'll bring the whole playoff bracket up, chat, while we're buffering. I'll bring the whole bracket up. How to get so pretty? You'd be surprised. It takes a lot of work. Unfortunately, it looks like. Give me a second, chat. I know we're buffering. It looks like we're having more problems than good now. Brock Purdy and CMC. Wait, what's wrong? I don't think anyone can say how good Brock Purdy was after that game against the Seahawks. Just saying for me, I don't think anybody gets to say how good that team was against that game. That team was terrible against the Seahawks. We'll talk playoffs here in a second. I wanna get past this little bump in the road here. Because we're definitely having more issues with Comcast, unfortunately. Let's see here. Are we still buffering? Are we good? Nope, we're buffering. Of course we are. Oh no, we might be back. One second, chat. Just double checking something. Just double checking something. Please hold. Please hold. It says no packet loss, but we're dying. So then what's going on? Why are we struggling so bad then? Hold on. YouTube is not big. I have YouTube up right now. I'm watching the YouTube stream. It's not good. It's just because I'm not moving to the back. And YouTube has a whole different codec. That's why YouTube's working. YouTube is having less issue, and that is specifically because YouTube uses a different codec, so that data that's being missed isn't hitting YouTube the same way. So, all right, I think we're clean. I think we're through it. I think we're through it. That is a Jesus. Like it's just they're too long. The issues are too long. 648 to 653. Oh my lord. We're back and we're doing it again. Having the last 2 minutes or so, no, it's still going down. I can see, I can literally see it, Fred. Fred, you're also behind, I think, because every time we buffer, you guys go behind a little bit. Let me see if changing the server works. Check. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna shut Twitch. I'm gonna shut Twitch off for a second. I'll be right back. All right, it's just me and you, YouTube. I'm trying something else. Let's try this. Let's go back to the East streamer, the East server. All right, we're back. I think we're good. I just went to a different server. We should be clear. Twitch problem? No, it's not, because I just it's the same issue I had before. I can tell it's the same issue I had before. I can like literally see it happen. Me refreshing the connection doesn't change much, but we'll see. We will see. All right, let's talk NFL playoffs. First of all, everyone that can see me right now, spam refresh. Just once. Everybody who can see me right now, type the word refresh in chat. There we go. Okay. Fred, I'm on Xfinity, yeah. All right. So, hey, there he goes again. It's dead. Nope. It's happening right now. Oh, real Napster, 34-month tier 1. Taco Bell. Taco Bell, chat. Anyway, let's talk NFL playoffs. Chat, who is the team of the ones below that you do not believe in? Give me a team that you don't believe in here. Wow, a lot of teams on here. Steelers and Bills. What is the biggest lock of the first round? What is the biggest lock of the first round, chat? Who over who? Biggest lock of the first round. Rams over Panthers. Texans over Steelers. So the 4-5, you think Eagles over the Niners is the biggest lock. Panthers over Rams. Pats over Chargers is a lock. The Yexans. Chargers and Packers. Texans over Pitt. New England. Panthers just beat Rams. I was saying the Panthers did beat the Rams, right? Eagles over the Niners. Broncos, Seahawks, biggest locks. The Broncos and Seahawks, yeah, obviously don't play in the first round. So that would be tough to say. Green Bay Revenge Tour, win in Chicago, then in Philly, then in Seattle. That is you got some high praise there, Pooh, for a team missing their best defensive player. That's some high praise. I will tell you this right now. These are my picks. You ready? All the games that surprise me. I'm going to say the Rams win. I just think Stafford in the playoffs. We'll come back to that. I think the Bears beat the Packers. Only because the Packers are missing their best defensive player. This is shaky to me. I'm going to say it right now. This is shaky to me. This is a shaky game to me. I do think the Packers could beat the Bears, and I think they could beat them by two scores, possibly. Just putting it out there. I don't think the Bears have looked very good down the stretch. Okay? I'm going to say the Patriots beat the Chargers. Jags beat the Bills. Texans beat the Steelers. Is Love not playing? I think Love is playing, isn't he? I thought Jordan Love is playing. Yeah, I think Malik Willis is out, but I think Jordan Love is back. Josh Allen not losing round one. I'm going to be real with you. I think the Niners beat the Eagles. Love is playing. Okay. I would say the way I'm going to go then is the lowest seed would be the Niners facing off of the Seahawks again. And then the Rams with the Bears hosting. I think the Rams beat the Bears. And I think the Seahawks beat the Niners. Your NFC West, NFC playoff. I think Seattle wins that. I think who would be the low seed here? The Texans face the Broncos. The Jaguars would face the Patriots. I think the Jaguars win this game. And I think the Texans win this game. And then I think the Jaguars beat the Texans. That's my pick. That's my playoff bracket. What kind of questions arise if Mahomes doesn't make the playoffs and Josh Allen still can't make it to the Super Bowl? I mean, those would say the same thing. You got a bad defense. I think it's going to be Jags versus Seahawks. Camester, 713 sub. Welcome back to the squad, dude. I have the same thing, but I have Rams beating Seattle. I can see that. Texans all the way. I think here's why I think this. I think the Jags have the second best defense in the NFL. Especially for the playoffs. I think the Jags have the most, with the exception of the Texans, I think the Jags can adapt to any team in the playoffs. I think the Jags can and the Jags have an offense, right? Exactly. The Jaguars have an offense, and I think their defense can adapt and beat any team in the NFL. I think the Jags defense is what the underrated part of that team is. So, and I think that, and when it comes to the Super Bowl, I don't know. I'm going to say this right now. I'm leaning to the Jags winning this matchup for one reason. Cold start, 15 months. Welcome back to the squad. For one reason, okay? Chat, what is the one reason I would have the Jaguars over Seattle? What's the one reason? Hawks, talk to me, 100 bits. You have a little confidence because you're a fan of the team. Honestly, that's what it is. That's what you guys are saying about Sam Darnold. It's Darnold. Dude, I listen, I think Darnold is a very good quarterback. Okay, I want to be very clear about that. I think what Kevin O'Connell did for him is good. I think what he's doing in Seattle is good. At some point, he's going to have a game. At some point, he's going to have a game where they give up, where he gives up the game for them. Until I see him win out, and maybe the Seahawks win, I would not be surprised if the Seahawks win at all. But I think it's Seahawks Jags. But that defense is, so the defense, I take that back. When it comes to defense, it's Houston and Seattle and Jacksonville's that next tier, in my opinion. So I just think Jacksonville's the most well-balanced team in the playoffs. Like, the only thing going against Jacksonville right now is the fact that they're Jacksonville. Literally, the only thing going against the Jaguars right now is that people are going to be like, oh, they're the Jaguars. Ha ha. You know what I mean? That's all it is. I disagree with you. As Eagles, I feel like they have experience winning this stage helps teams. I'll be honest. I could see this. I could see the Eagles beating the Niners. If the Eagles beat the Niners, it would be Rams Seahawks. They would lose, and then I think the Eagles win, and then I still think Seattle win. I think Seattle is going to the Super Bowl no matter what. If what I will say is this, what I will say is this: if for some reason the Eagles beat the Niners, I would say that the Eagles go down here against the Bears. The Rams go up here. They lose to the Seahawks, and then the Seahawks beat the Eagles here. For the sake of the stack of Lawrence rookie cards I have, I hope you're right. I mean, I just think they're the most balanced team. I think they're the most balanced team in the NFL. I don't even think it's that close. I think they've got a good running attack. They've got a good passing attack. They've got a good run defense. They got a good pass defense. And they've got good special teams. They might have the best kicker in the league, even though we talked about him missing kicks. The Seahawks aren't winning a playoff game? Really? You think the bye week hurts them, Hibbs? Or who do you think beats them? I think the Eagles beat Chicago if they play? Yeah, for sure. I think if Darnold is a ghost game, it's going to be against the Rams. Maybe. Maybe. I can see that. Beating division teams like that's very tough for sure. I like the idea that you guys were talking about this, that he got 7 calls, that John Harbaugh gets like 7 calls, and there are only 7 head coaching openings. I find that funny. Next head coach, the Ravens, not my call, SGN. Not my call. I'm gonna let them do their job. Texans are the best defense in the NFL. I'd pick them over the Jags. It'd have to be the Texans versus Seahawks. Yeah, my problem with that color of sports fans, I don't believe in their offense. I don't think the Texans offense, Texans offense is way more inconsistent than what the Jaguars have. I want you to see what they've done. I want you to see what they've done over the last few weeks, chat. So the Jaguars won against the Panthers, lost against the Bengals, right? Right? Beat the Texans, the Niners, the Chiefs. Lost against the Seahawks and Rams. Beat the Raiders, lost against the Texans. They split against the Texans, right? Since that loss against the Texans, they have beaten the Chargers 35-6. They squeaked out one against the Cardinals. They beat the Titans 25-3. The Colts 36-19. The Jets 48-20. The Broncos, who are the number 1 seed, 34-20. The Colts 23-17, and they whooped the Titans last week. I want to be very clear about this. The reason you don't hear about the Jags is because they have not been in a competitive game. Even this Colts game, I think the Colts scored late to make that competitive. They haven't been in a competitive game since the Cardinals game, which was the second win of a 9-game win streak. Broncos, Patriots, Niners. You think the Niners get that far? I don't know, man. I don't think the Patriots are frauds. I believe in Sam Darnold. I believe in Brock Purdy, which is not something I said before the season. I think Brock Purdy is good. I think Seattle has his number. I think the problem is if the Niners face Seattle, the Niners are going. Wait a second. Hold on, Hibbs. Do you have them? Do you have the Niners facing Seattle in the second round, or do you have the Packers beating the Bears? Rather go new head coach who's got a coach experience. I don't want an offensive coordinator. I want a defensive coordinator, Napster. I want a defensive head coach. The Niners are banged up after the game they had last week in Seattle for sure. Jags having 0 playoff experience will hurt them. I don't think that's as much of a problem as you think it is. Yeah, I just don't believe that. I just don't believe that. Because some of the players that matters, like I think like having Trevor Lawrence and ETN and guys, they have a lot of guys on their team that have experience. So I don't think so. The Packers over the Bears. So what you're saying is the Packers are going to beat the Bears. They're going to play the Seahawks, and then you have the 49ers facing who? Who do you have the 49ers facing? Hibbs. Maybe Belichick can come back. I think Ravens are a continuation of his whole Browns team. No, stop it. It's either Rams or Panthers. And at this point, I'm gonna have to question something when we figure out which one. You have the Rams. Okay, so just for the sake of argument, Hibbs, you have the 5, 6, 7 making it to the next round, and then you have the 7 and the 6 making it to the NFC Championship. You have legitimately no chalk in the entire NFC bracket. You would literally, you're saying that it's going to be an upset ever. Well, what is the Rams line right now, chat? What is the Rams line right now? It's got to be Rams by, I would assume Rams, right? Rams minus 10.5. I lie. The Rams game obviously would be the favorite, even though they're the 5. I know a diehard Broncos fan, but I see them in the Super Bowl. I just don't have a good feeling about the offense. That's what I'm saying. I'm worried about their offense too. Yes, the Ravens have had 3 coaches. It was I'm always gonna forget the first coach's name. What the hell is his name, chat? What was the first coach's name? Ted Marchibroda. Ted Marchibroda, that's it. No, Ted Marchibroda. It was Ted Marchibroda, then Brian Billick took over for him, and then John Harbaugh took over for him. Only 3 coaches in the history of the Ravens since 1996. So, whatever happened to Billick? He was on TV for a while. He did TV for a while. Ted Marchibroda is forgettable. I mean, he was a forgettable coach. He was 16-31 for that team. He coached correct me if I'm wrong, he was the coach. He's not a forgettable coach in general, though. He coached the Colts for a few years too. Yeah, he was the Colts head coach before he came over to the Ravens. He was NFL. He was also he was a head coach forever. So he was a head coach forever. What about Brian Billick, Monty? Yeah, it was Marchibroda, then Billick, then Harbaugh. Yeah, Ryan was the DC. Ryan was never a head coach here. Ryan went on to head coach the Jets. So that's where we were. That's where it be, chat. That's where it be. But yeah, that's my call. I'll do it again just real quick. Broncos obviously there. I have Patriots and Jags, Texans up here. I have the Texans and the Jags. And then I have the Jags in the Super Bowl. I have the Seahawks getting all the way in. I have the Niners. Wait, did I have the Niners or the Eagles? I'm still questioning that one. The Bears go here. Yeah, I have the Niners going here and the Rams going here. I have the Rams beating the Bears and then Seahawks winning. So I did say Niners. I remember that. For college, I got Ole Miss, Oregon winning. Where are we at? Bro, why can't I just get a bracket on this goddamn website, chat? There we go. Indiana's 3.5-point favorite. Miami's a 3.5-point favorite over Ole Miss. I'm going to be real. I can't believe I'm saying this after crapping on them pretty much all year. I think Miami wins. I think Indiana wins, and I think Miami wins too. Yep. Looks like it outcoached the NFL playoffs. Tomlin. Tomlin. I think Tomlin saved his job. But I'll be honest with you, I think Tomlin's probably should be the next one out at some point. Jordan Davis broke his collarbone. That's fine. I'd say Oregon gets the win this time over IU. I don't. I went back and watched some more of the IU game. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm in. I'm back in on IU. I haven't been in on IU in 2 years. I've believed in them. I went back and watched some of that Alabama game. They just have a different way about them. They just roll. They're so good. It's such a good, and Mendoza's got such an accurate arm. It's not the strongest arm, obviously, but he's got such an accurate arm, man. Such an accurate arm. I don't think Oregon's trash. I don't think Oregon's trash whatsoever. It's one of the best coached teams that yes, Kurt Cignetti. I apologize. I apologize to Kurt Cignetti. I was always a hater. Always a hater, man. I was always a hater. Not anymore, boys. Not anymore. I'm a believer now. Chat. Fire Tomlin and sign Harbaugh. I don't think that'll happen. I'll leave it words with that. I don't think you have any worries about that. All right, looks like we're cleared up, chat. So he said Google me crap, and it's like, for real now? Hey, man, he backed it up. Well, he didn't back it up that playoff, but who never thought IU would be a football school before becoming a basketball school again? Listen, I don't know, man. Cignetti's a magic weaver. Cignetti's a magic weaver. All right, chat. Let's play some games. Week 7 against the New York Giants, chat. They're without, I think Cam Scadabo's hurt. Scadabo and Andrew Thomas both going to be out for them this game. What in the world could my assistant coordinator want to talk about? Which coordinator is this, chat?
Film rooms are the forum where strategies are discussed and victories.
How about them Cowboys?
Each person there has a voice and a chance to step forward with what they believe is the key to this week's game.
We can keep the conversation going 100% if you want. Critical game this week. What are you seeing in the film? Notice they try and game plan away from what I think is a very suspect linebacking group. Okay. I think Chambers gets drafted, probably. But it won't be for a few rounds. D-Storm. When we run, it's only going to take one guy getting into the second level for us to get a drag off chunk plays. Okay, I agree with this. Former Saban assistant, yeah. Sure, we'll target the linebackers. What do we have to do? No, tell me what we have to do. Short routing for all receivers. Okay. We get a short route running for one game, +3. We must talk strategy. I know Chambers is trying to get for sure. Get 6 catches with Jake Ferguson. Okay. 6 catches with Ferguson. Think Flores? I don't believe in Flores as a head coach. Yeah, I don't believe in Flores as a head coach. I like him as a coordinator. I don't like him as a head coach. All right, 6 catches for Jake Ferguson. 100 yards rushing with a rushing touchdown. Okay. I think some of us cheer for that kind of stuff. Cheer for that kind of chaos hockey. I think some of us cheer for that kind of chaos, brother. All right, so we want to run for 100 yards and get passes to Jake Ferguson. Hum, hum. Don't mind me, chat. They broke my Mr. Dream. How could they? Increase cover. Oh, take RPO out. Increase coverage. Where's my mono and mono? I want it. I want it bad. Now we're good. Dude is on his couch or out recruiting, seeing money deposits his account, smiling ear to ear. Oh yeah, for sure. I don't think Kevin cares. I don't think Kevin gives a damn. Yeah, I don't think Kevin gives a crap. Giant with a Prime Gaming 74-month resub. Welcome back to the squad. Chat, can you tell me something? I need you guys to tell me something. Would a YouTube video? This is some of the script I'm using for the YouTube video. Okay. Would this type of stuff be helpful to you? All right, you ready? I'll just give you part of the script. Part of the script. You ready? Let me scroll to it. There it is. When it comes to base alignments, you have normally odd and even. Odd is based out of the 3-4 structure with your nose and what is called zero tech. The nose is going to be head up over the center, and then the defensive ends are going to line up on the inside shoulder of either tackle. That is your base odd. Anytime you see odd in the playbook, that is what it's telling you is going to happen. This defensive front is great against 12 and 21 personnel. That is, if you have 2 running backs or 2 tight ends, it's very good just base stopping the run and getting a decent pass rush, especially if you're blitzing from the outside or inside. When you go even, you're thinking more of your 4-3 base structure. You're gonna have 4 linemen across the line. You're gonna have your DTs are both gonna be what's called 3 tech, which means they're lined up in the A gaps, and then you're gonna have your ends in either the 5, 7, or 9 spots. This is gonna be either inside or outside of the tackles, normally outside of the tackles. This is your standard pass rush out of a 4-3. Also good if you are going against a team with a weaker interior offensive line. That kind of stuff. Like that kind of stuff. And then, you know, we could go into what over is and over flex and over stack. So all of that kind of stuff is what the next YouTube video is going to be. I'm still, it's a lot more information than the recruiting videos. So what we're doing is I'm going to split it into 2 videos. We're going to have one video. It's going to be about like making defense easier to play call. The first video is going to be about your defensive fronts, right? And the second video is going to be about your coverages. And then we mix them together. Well, Helmsy, yeah, MF does a great job as recruiting videos. And I think that's why he shouted me out, because I think I was kind of a inspiration for him to go that way. And actually, he's kind of the inspirational going the way I'm going, because I want to teach you how to call defense out of any playbook. I want you to not be handcuffed by like, hey, I know how to run these 3 plays out of 4-2-5. What I want to do is give you essentially a dictionary. I want to give you a dictionary of like, these are all the fronts, these are all the coverages, these are the right times to call them, these are the right personnels to call them against, things like that. So, and we're buffering again. God damn it, man. Why does this thing not stop? Leave me alone. Leave me alone, Comcast. We're going to try to fight through the buffering, chat. We're going to try to fight through the buffering tonight. Half pad during the season. We'll give CD the night off. Perfect. Okay. Half pad during the season. All right, we're good. Dude wanted the Bads to make the game against Georgia better in some way. Oh, I saw that. Yeah, but him saying he was going to the game and then he went back to LSU or whatever. He went to the LSU basketball game and LSU was like, "Oh, it's better here" or whatever. Like, yeah, Helmsy, that's the thing. I think some people would feel like threatened, but you guys know me. I'm not. I like seeing people do informational content. You know what I mean? I like seeing people, you know, taking the initiative and going to do like really good content like that. He caught that ball, Jesus. Blex, it's the stream. It's the stream. God, guys, I know. Like I say it all the time. It's the stream. I said we're gonna fight through it tonight, guys. We're gonna fight through it because I need the data. Well, I mean, I know it's funny, but it's super annoying for me. Unfortunately. How did he let go? Oh, okay. Okay. No, there's no riot. Like I said, it's one of those things that it's unfortunate, but like it's new. Like it's not something every Comcast tech has to or knows how to fix. So like that's why I'm doing that. That's why I'm doing the information so that way I have the information to give back to them. So like I said, it's going to be sometimes where that happens. I just got to fight through it for now, chat. Hello? There we go. J-Cam, it's not good on your end, brother. You don't have to say it. It's not. I don't know if you guys know this or not. I can see when it buffers. I literally have it like flashing in front of me when it buffers. I can literally see it. I know exactly when it's going to buffer. It normally takes like about 30 seconds from the time I see it to the time you guys see it. If that. I will say, if you guys wanted to stop stuttering so much, move it down to 1080p. Apparently, the 1080p is not stuttering as much. If you guys want to watch, but not without the stuttering, I think the 1080p is not stuttering as much. I lie, it's still stuttering too. What am I? Who am I kidding? Oh no, we're definitely having problems. I take that back. Oh no, we are having some real problems. I take that back. Oh no. Chat. Here, you want to see what I see? I like to put this up here so I have record of it. Oh, refresh. You ready, boys? This is what I see. Not just, well, I can do the Twitch inspector too, but so every time it has an issue, this is what I see. I literally have this up the entire stream. Oops, wrong button. This over here. See? I know exactly when it fires. Believe me, I know when it has problems. Anytime any one of these bars goes down, that's an issue. And then I can hit the trusty old ping test and see all these little, you can't see them here. You'll see it at the end. Yeah, man, Hoss, I was told for over a month that I was crazy. I don't know if you can see it on these circles. Can you see the circle with all the yellow lines on them? Those are dropped packets. Yep, 1.4 and 17 late. For those of you that don't know what a late packet is for streaming, it's the exact same as packet loss. Yeah, this is as bad for streaming as this is. And you can see the number go up higher here. Response time 140. Yeah, these cause drop frames. Anything over this red line causes drop frames. Now we're still not clear. It's going back down again. I can't. Oh man. But for what it's worth, I can see. No, I don't blame Roger. Roger made it way better. It just tonight's just bad. So I gotta give him a heads. I gotta give him a call back. Yeah, I don't blame Roger for that. Well, I don't think we're gonna continue to stream like this, unfortunately. Yeah, I think we're just gonna try to get tomorrow night. I am hardwired. That's the dumbest question you could have asked us of an IT guy. Yes, I'm hardwired, and I'm the only hardwired item into it. I blame the company Roger works for sure. I blame the company Roger works for sure. I don't blame Roger. Roger's the first person that's worked for that company. No, I wasn't saying you're dumb, Hoss, but yeah, I'm with you. I'm not saying Roger's dumb, but the fact that it took a month to get somebody who knew what the hell they were talking about, man, I have a month of downtime to deal with now. So, man, I hate this. Is there anybody streaming? I don't know. YouTube. Yeah, tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, YouTube.